Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink, where we talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Today we're going to be talking about the matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Houston Texans. For Week 16, this game is a must-win for the Houston Texans if they want to keep the Tennessee Titans at bay. This is going to be one of those games where we're going to have to win because this team could very well show up against us. Who knows exactly what could end up happening. Hopefully the Houston Texans don't falter and take this game for week the same way that they did against the Denver Broncos a couple of weeks ago. I'm allowed for you guys to go ahead and get in here before we get ready to talk about today's sport topic. Appreciate everybody who's come through. Make sure you guys hit that like button as soon as you come on in and get in that comment section so we can go ahead and shout you guys out so we can have a great show. Deep Rich, Eric Villa, Charles Montgomery, Diane Frazier, what's good? Anthony, I'm gonna do predictions all next year. I was gonna do it this year, but I'm gonna be doing predictions all next year. I think that'll end up bringing some more traffic to the channel. So if you guys want that, I'm definitely gonna be doing a whole lot of predictions come next year. Anthony Washington, what's good? Kenneth, Lorenzo, Jesus, what's good with y'all? Y'all make sure y'all share this on y'all Twitter, share this on y'all any of y'all live feeds, share it on your Instagram stories. Do everything we can to make sure that we get that traffic on over here, man. Appreciate that, Deep Rich. Yeah, I seen that. I seen he made. I said that last night when I called into the sauce line. I saw that Larry Tunsil made it. I seen that. Shout out to him. Zach Cunningham and DJ Rita should have made it. That's the only thing that even had me somewhat hot. Everybody else, I kind of figured was going to end up happening. I'm surprised Tunsil actually got as much love as he did, but for the most part of the year, he has been one of the better left tackles in the year, even regardless of all his penalties and things like that. So, got to take in consideration the way that the man has played. Hightower made it with 64 tackles. That's a goddamn shame. That's fucking Zach Cunningham got like 130 tackles. He got sacks. He doing all kind of shit out here, but it is what it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get into it. If I miss you, I ain't dish you, man. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into the topic. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are about to face off against the Houston Texans, and Jameis has been on a tear right now over the last few weeks, man. I think maybe he's been able to settle down. He's been able to get into a rhythm, and they found some kind of way to really scheme to make sure that these guys are well open. And I can say that having a coach like Bruce Arians and having even better offensive coordinator than David Garroy could help your chances the way that he's been throwing the ball. But Jameis has consistently done this. He's always throwing like 300-400-yard games. This is just one of the things he do. He likes to let the ball go. And depending on which secondary shows up, he can shred us with the guys that he has on the field because they're going to have to find some kind of way to make sure the guys are coached up so that they can be playing for their playoff hopes. I'm worried about getting deep into the playoffs. The Pro Bowl, that was kind of, I'm not really worried about the Pro Bowl or nothing like that whatsoever. I mean, it's a good accomplishment for the player, but as far as what we need to be taken seriously once we get to the big game, that's what I'm more concerned about, which we'll be discussing shortly. So, one of the first things I'm gonna end up talking about is their defense. I want to talk about their defense first because they have some pretty good. They got some pretty good run stoppers. They do have Sue. They do have Vita Vea. They do have. They're very stout in the middle. What's good, footballer? Down South Sports. I see y'all. And they have a pretty solid defense. Shaquille Barrett. He's been on a tear this year. He was racking up a whole lot of sacks. I'm pretty sure he's still up there in the league. I want to say he had about like 16 sacks or something like that the last time I checked. So I don't have anything in front of me, to talk about each stat that each team possesses as it starts right now. Yeah, and they do have JPP. I'm going back and forth with on Sports Fury, and he totally just misunderstood my statement. I'm talking about Dak Prescott by himself. I'm not talking about this. He just doesn't get it. He can get in the stream, and we can find out about it, bro. He can join my stream. Matter of fact, Deep Rich, go on my post, and like if you see something where I was just talking, I'm actually talking to Sports Fury, and I don't want to get off of this, so I want him to go ahead and join the stream, man. I want him to go ahead and join the stream so I can address what he's trying to say on Twitter right now. If you don't mind, I really appreciate it. Just tag him and shoot him a link and let him know that I'm trying to answer this question about Dak Prescott right now, since I'm already talking. James Thomas, what's good? Yeah, Footballer 503 was good. Yeah, Shaquille Barrett, he's gonna be a problem, but I think the way that Tunsil is playing, I feel like if he was playing on the other side, and I think that's a major way that they'll be able to try to game plan, and they'll have to take advantage of the right side. But honestly, I think that the interior of our O-line could end up having a problem because these guys are so stout, and I don't think that Carlos Hyde is going to be able to have a great game running the football. He may end up surprising us, but I feel like the only way he does is if he gets out on the edge, so I wouldn't be surprised if they end up running Duke Johnson a little bit more, because I feel like they're going to try to run Carlos Hyde right up the seam, and if they don't find any success early, then you can see them end up making a switch similar to the way that they did against the New England Patriots. And that's why I'm pretty much going with that one. Their back end, I'm not really worried about it. Their safety tandems, their linebackers outside of Shaquille Barrett, I'm not really too much worried about it. I really feel like we'll be able to exploit mismatches underneath. I feel like if we dump the ball down, if we could dump the ball down, you know what I'm saying, then that's pretty much that's how I see it. I don't really see any situation where they're going to really be able to get exotic and as far as the pressure that they're going to be able to bring. But I think the push can be good enough from the front that those guys have, that it can make it a little bit challenging for Deshaun Watson. So guys could be running free, and if they're not using 5 to 6 man blitzes against us and using a lot of and doing everything they can to confuse the O-line, then I don't really see them getting ready to get off on us. Alejandro, what's good? All right, I told him. Let's see if he joins. Okay, yeah, I appreciate it, Deep Rich. Could you send him a link? Could you send him a link? I'm not sure if it had a link attached to it, because in that, I don't think I had a link. That was just some conversation I was having with him, because I was responding to something that he was saying on his own thread. So if anything, you may have to send him a link, or the link that you shared, just add him in the link that you just shared, and just let him know that I want to address his point of what he was making about Dak Prescott. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, as far as it stands right now, as far as the AFC South goes, yeah, we're running that as it stands right now, but anything can happen over the next 2 games. The Texans can very well Texan, and I don't want them to do this, but it's just depending upon the team that shows up, and that's what kind of leaves a lot of anxiety amongst Texans fans. So let's go ahead and get to the offensive side of the ball for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they have a few injuries that is going to be. It's going to be crazy for them, because they still do have some good players. They got a solid running back. They got a decent O-line. Jameis is throwing the ball. And, they're able to get some stuff done, man. I mean, I just sent the link. All right, appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Wise, what's good? What I'm saying. What's going on with the Texans coach? Do you think he can get fired? The only way he gets fired, bro, I don't see this organization, not continuing to brace the mediocrity that they have at the front office. I don't really see them moving on for Bill O'Brien, regardless of the situation. It's just they've shown too many instances, and the way that he drops games, and depending on what he does in the playoffs, is going to be able to decide everything. It should decide everything, but will it? I'm not so sure it will. The McNairs, they've shown that they're willing to be patient, that they're willing to let things linger, they're willing to let dudes get old and don't have it anymore, and then when it's time for them to perform, and when they get into the later part of their years, it's just being wasted on an organization that really doesn't care about adding the best and wanting to be the best outside of just selling tickets. But as far as what I'm seeing, Seth Alvarez, Corey Jackson, Luke, what's good? Yeah, as far as what I'm seeing from Jameis, what David Garrard is doing with him, he's had great coordinators in the past, but I think David Garrard fits his skill set just right. They're able to find a whole bunch of guys underneath. They're able to hit guys deep at will, it seems like, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading plays in over like over 20 yards or some shit like that. And then I think we're right behind them. We're not that far off from them, but they have the most in the league. And if you're gonna take advantage of the Houston Texans, the secondary is gonna have to be taken advantage of in order for him to have success. Now he does have Bashard Perriman, who's still gonna be in the game, and he still has O.J. Howard. Now, unless they're gonna end up getting those guys involved in some screens, and from the running backs, the tight ends, and the receiving game, they're gonna have to come up with a hellified game plan to beat this Houston Texans team. I feel like if we end up playing a lot of zone, a lot of soft cover too, and if dudes are backed up and giving these guys way too much cushion, then Jameis can light our ass up. The last time we played Jameis, it was a close game when he had to come to NRG. But as far as this game is going to go, going to Tampa, the weather conditions, I'm not sure exactly what they are right now. I don't know how that's going to end up boding for Kaimi Fairbairn or their kicker. Trill was good. Ed Powers was good. And LaMarcus Hicks was good. Yeah, it's just one of them things where, we got to keep a close eye on it. The fact that they don't have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin makes me feel a whole lot better. I feel like if either one of those players are on the field, then this game is totally different. I feel like we don't have anybody who's going to be able to run with those guys. Unless they were going to end up running man-to-man and they were going to bump the hell out of these dudes and be very physical up front, then I don't see how the Houston Texans defensively can shut down what Jameis Winston was doing. Debo and David, what's good? Michael, what's good? Yeah, I guess I should start going in early. Shouldn't you be somewhere frying chicken and selling watermelon? Come on, bro. Come on, what's up with the racism, bro? Like, what the fuck? Even though I just ate a Popeye's chicken sandwich, nigga, the spicy chicken sandwich. It had a bunch of sauce. That hoe was good than a bitch. Probably the spiciest one I done had. But, nigga, I don't eat watermelon, nigga. I don't do that. Michael Shelton, every day is Dre Day. What's good? Michael, what's good? Both mics. Yeah, as far as Jameis Winston, bro, the dude is able to it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's been able to find a whole lot of success. I'm not exactly sure what turned around for them, but him not having his weapons, and I feel like him not having Godwin and Goodwin and Evans, especially Evans. I feel like if Evans would have played, he probably would have murdered us because nobody was going to be able to jump on him if he would have got past him. And I think depending on if he would have he would have been able to box dudes out. They would have used him right in the damn. They would have used him, and Howard is going to be a problem. Howard is like 6'7", and he can run like a 4'5". You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have to be on our P's and Q's. I think he's going to end up being the biggest target, literally, on the field for Jameis. And they're going to have to utilize him and make sure that they can test him and they bumping the hell out of him on the line. Because if he gets in the rhythm and if Jameis is not being effective, he's able to scramble. Because Jameis is strong. I mean, he doesn't have the greatest athleticism, but he can make shit happen. Texans Nation, what's good? Gilbert Rodriguez, what's good? Yeah, I don't know exactly, how he's able to get it done sometimes. But, hey, I mean, he does take sacks. He does make mistakes. He can give you one. He will fumble the ball. But he's going to take a lot of chances, and that's what we can bank on because they're going to have to run the ball more than they're going to have to pass the ball more than they're going to run it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they have to do. I think if they try to run the ball against us, it's going to make it one-dimensional, and they're going to end up falling into a situation where they throw a lot, and either they can have success or they're going to end up making a whole lot of mistakes. I mean, right out of the gate with even lists of secondaries, with lists of secondary talent, he out here throwing picks galore like last week. I mean, this past Sunday, right out of the gate, he's throwing picks to the Lions. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we don't have the guys who can take advantage of the things that he does, but I just feel like depending on the situation that Rack wants to put these guys in defensively is what can either help or hinder this football team. Danny MTZ, Marcus, and DeMarcus was good. Yeah, but I'm not gonna give a score prediction today because I got some things to do. I'm gonna talk about this game a little bit more, probably on throughout the week, This is more like a game preview, just touching base, just to see what these guys can do. I'll probably get into a more in-depth game plan of what we should be doing. Probably a little later on. I'm probably gonna bring this video to a close very soon. I'm trying to keep the streams down so that people can end up watching the majority of it. And I don't think Sports Fury gonna end up in, so I'm gonna have to go back and forth with him on Twitter probably for a little bit, because I don't know exactly which one it was. I think it's the dude that's the Cowboys fan. Because the other dude for the Bears, I don't think he. I forget it. I forget both of their names. I know their names, but I can't think of them right now. Hargraves want to be long term. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do. I mean, every player wants to be long term, but just because they want to be long term don't mean it's going to be here. I think Hargraves and Conley, more than likely, this fits them. Yeah, Josh and Sean. Yeah, there you go. And Sean is the one. And is Fuller going? Yeah, from what I'm seeing, yeah, I know. Yeah, Sean the one. Yeah, for me, Hargraves, he's going to end up more than likely having a step up on what they want to do versus what they have against him. I'm pretty sure they know some weaknesses, but if we don't placate to the weaknesses that they know about when it comes to him, and I don't think they have enough guys on the field for him to even really be tested, I see no reason as to why he shouldn't have a good day against Jameis Winston. I mean, he's been playing against him for quite some time, and I'm pretty sure he's well aware of the tendencies because he just left just a few weeks ago. D-Love, what's good? I mean, our secondary is decent, but it's not even so much the talent of the DBs. It's the play calling and game plan for Romeo Crennel, which is what hurts the secondary. I feel like if he plays to the strengths, then this can be one of the better secondaries in the league. If he's not going to do that consistently, what's the point of making all these moves, making all these roster adjustments if he doesn't do it? Nigga said just a few minutes ago. Huh? What happened? What's going on? I graduated in 2017. Watson over Brady. Yeah, as far as the Pro Bowls and all that goes, yeah. I mean, we should know Jenkins is already gone. And honestly, we could use Jenkins, to Jay Dizzle's point, what he was saying the other night. You can never really have too many corners, but we are pretty stocked at corner right now. And the only reason you really bring him is for physicality. I don't think you bring him here to just play man on man, because his speed has dipped off a little bit, but I think he'd be able to use his length and the fact that he's a veteran. He could be in the spot where J-Jo is, and I know a lot of people gonna look at that first play that he gave up, against AJ Brown, the last play. I mean, the dude just made a great play. The dude was fast as shit, and honestly, it was off the line is what really mattered, because I think if he would have been able to flip his hips a lot sooner, and if he wouldn't have made the move that he made, then AJ Brown probably wouldn't have got past him the way that he did. But it's all good. For the rest of that game, he played pretty well. Outside of the 9 route, he didn't really do much against him in that situation. But I see the same thing happening pretty much to anybody else with that type of speed against any corner that we have on this football team, with the exception of maybe Conley and Roby. I don't think Hargraves would have been able to been step for step with him in that situation as well, especially since he's on the smaller side. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you go back and you go look at the play, it wasn't really. And I think we can go far, Texas Nation, bro. We could go far, but we all know the reason why we won't. If we don't, we could very well go very far to the big game, but the defense, it's mainly on the defense, bro. It's the defense. They got to. They the real fucking... But we told y'all this before the season, so it ain't no surprise to y'all. I ain't even finna keep saying it over and over, because y'all already know what's up. The coaches and the defense cannot be trusted. You don't know what offensive coordinator gonna show up when it comes to O'Brien, and you don't know exactly when these dudes gonna choose to lay down for another football team, because sometimes their heart gets tested on the field, and when you let teams like Denver out physical you, it's absolutely ridiculous. Trying to call blah 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 so you can express concerns as a fan because so many years it's been annoying. Whose number is that? Whose number is that? I've called and they told me thanks for the feedback. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll come back and I'll look at this on my stream. Just if you follow me on any my social media platforms, just shoot it to me in the DM or something. I might just give them a call, see what they're talking about. We have more to build on compared to the Ravens as far as what were you talking about? Because I don't mind playing a good defensive team like the Bills right off the rip. If you heard me call in the sauce line last night, that's a great test, and that's a great way to know to measuring how the hell your offense stacks up against one of the better defenses. Because it's no defense that I can say that's going to be in the playoffs that's going to be better than the Bills, at least not in the AFC. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Now, as far as that goes, Baltimore, we're not ready for Baltimore. For one, the reason why we're not going to be ready against Baltimore is, for one, we just don't have a pass rush to fuck with Baltimore. And we can do that, Wise. You let me know. Let me know. You let me know, bro. I'm down whenever. You already know that. Just hit me up. Yeah, we don't have the pass rush. I think that's the only team in the playoffs, honestly, that I seriously think no matter what the issue is, we just can't beat them. For one, we're not gonna beat them in Baltimore. Two, they got a quarterback who's able to do way too much. Broderick was good, and honestly, that we're not gonna match up with their tight ends as well as we think they are, because Romeo Crennel, he gonna end up having the same game plan that he had against the first game. I don't see that changing. If we are to face Baltimore again, I don't see his game plan changing at all. The team is gonna be way more physical, probably even more physical than they were in that first game, and we're gonna get obliterated. But we're gonna have competitive games pretty much with everybody. I just gave you the reasons. For the main reason, from one, our coaching, bro, they don't know how to coach against Baltimore in Baltimore. I feel like Kaimi Fairbairn is gonna let us down in that situation, and we don't have no pass rush to affect no Lamar Jackson. So why are we even acting like it's any reason for us to believe we could win? I'm not no Will. If you haven't noticed, Broderick, I'm not one of these. Oh, Will didn't it'll happen, bro. No, it's more than Will. It's more than dedication. It's more than any of that shit that you believe in, sir. It's about, bro, they got to go on the field and prove it. I didn't say we shouldn't show up. I mean, Trill Sosa, we got to show up regardless if we play him. But that don't mean just because we in the game that we came to play. You know this just as well as I do. So why are you even acting surprised of my reaction? Until they go out and prove it, how can we be wrong? Oh, shit. Hey, I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong more than anybody. But will I be? Hey, that's going to be up to the Houston Texans, not me. I'm just a fan. I don't play the game. I watch the game just like you do. Fuller won't account for 41 points, though. What are you talking about? Did Fuller play against Baltimore? I believe he did. I want to say he did. It would be improvement to beat the Ravens or go down the wire. Yeah, it would. To be honest, beating a team like Baltimore, I don't care, beating any one of the top three teams, to me, period, is going to end up being a great thing. Period. We're going to have good matchups across the board. The only matchup that you can even see that's going to end up being kind of crazy is if we end up playing Larry Martin. What's good? If we play Tennessee and Sam Fisher, what's good? I'm not really worried about Tennessee in any way. If they got to come to Houston, it's over. And I don't want the fucking starters sitting in week 17, period. No, these dudes need to be warm. They need to go in the game. They need to show a level of physicality before they go to the playoffs. They're waiting regardless of who the hell they got to play. They're mentally ready to play the football game. When you give this team time off, every time you start believing in this team, it's a pattern. They fucking blow the game. So why do I want them sitting out getting rest when they ain't going to be ready to play in the playoffs? Third seed, fourth seed, it don't even really matter. To me, it don't even matter. Because if we get the third seed, right off rip, we're going to play the Bills. We're going to play the Bills, regardless of how that's going to be. So, and we don't even know how that situation is going to end up playing, because I want the Patriots again. I want to show that wasn't a fluke. I want to be able to increase their record, and I definitely want Baltimore again. I feel like people are going to sit here and say that, I don't think we can beat the Chiefs, bro. We can beat the Chiefs. I'm not worried about the Chiefs because they ain't going to be able to stop the run. Famous Jameis, eat them crab legs. I'ma shit on your defense, your terrible defense. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. That sounds good. Welcome to the stream. Hit that like button while you hit it. Yeah, I want the Bills. I want everybody. I want to smoke with everybody. I ain't ducking the Dodger from nobody, and we can't sign T Suggs because he already got picked up by somebody else. I think his waiver wire cleared the other day. I don't think that's gonna happen. We missed out on Janoris Jenkins and we missed out on Terrell Suggs. And if they wanted Suggs, we'd have had him by now because I know the waiver wire would have been there for us to get. Yeah, he is in KC. What am I talking about? Yeah, KC picked him up. Yeah, he with Kansas City, so now he with Frank Clark. Ravens equal the end of the road. Hey, very well could be. 4 interception versus Winston. I don't think he's gonna end up throwing that many damn picks. If he throw that many picks, I'd be surprised. I'm not saying he will, but he does take a lot of chances, and that's the only benefit we have to playing against Jameis Winston with the secondary that we have, because they can be opportunistic at times, but they're gonna have to prove it though. Show up, let it be known that, hey, we're not willing to play no games with these dudes. We just want to get up out of here, play the game. I'm not sure if Bernard and McKinney is going to end up playing. If they do, that's how they're going to end up having a little bit more success. And you're going to have to run a 4-3 scheme if Bernard and McKinney is not on. And Cunningham is going to have to be the Mike linebacker. He's going to have to be. So you're going to have Jacob Martin as your outside linebacker, and you're going to have, or Brendan Scarlett, however you want to do it. The only two ways this benefits us if you're going to play a 3-4 is if you have Cunningham and Scarlett on the inside, and you have Merciless and Martin on the outside as the rushers. That's the only way this is going to work. QG, what's good, bro? Yeah, Roby could very well get one. Hargraves could get one. Conley could get one. I mean, any one of these guys can. Hell, J-Joe could get one. And Mariucci, I understand. Welcome to the stream. I understand. He older. He maybe, but he gives the Ravens something. And just look at the team he was on with the Cardinals, bro. He can still make plays even at his advanced age. He can get it done. And even more motivated. Rodney Lewis was good. And just motivating the team and him playing with a guy like Frank Clark, he'll be able to take care of his responsibilities when it's all said and done. And he's gonna be able to make sure dudes is lined up the right way. So that's exactly why I'm not really worried about that, and I wanted him on our football team. Y'all give me a second, man. Y'all give me a second. Jesus Christ. Damn kid every time. That's why I don't get to stream as often as I want to, because there's always something I gotta do, and I gotta try to handle these kids, and they never let me make it, bro. They always want to run around and make all this damn noise in the background. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look. Stop running in here. Sit down. Jesus. Try your I won't even get my hopes up. Our coaching staff is suspect for real. Oh, absolutely, bro. Bro, I'ma still hear him. I'ma still hear it one way or another. It ain't gonna matter. And I'm with you, Aaron. I'm with you because a lot of dudes are being sold on everything that it is, and the car gone because wifey, she using it right now. So she using it right now because I would if it was here, but I ain't gonna do it right now. I'm pretty much gonna use that for the rage videos. Go somewhere that's highlighted so the damn stream ain't so damn dark. But that's how I feel about this, man. Y'all make sure y'all leave me some comments below. I'm finna get ready to bring the stream to a close in the next few seconds or so. Y'all be sure to let a friend know about the stream. And what's your question, D-Love? I think so, Aaron. Especially with the talent that we have. Any other question? Any other great head coach gets it done with the team that we have. And they don't sit guys like Kiki QT just for no reason. Will you rage? Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. You can expect on that. For us to to lose any game that shouldn't have been lost. Expect that. Any blowout, no, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we won, and I wouldn't be surprised if we lose. But that's the narrative pretty much across the NFL. Nobody's going to be surprised if we make it to a big game, and nobody's going to be surprised if we lose it in spectacular fashion. We need JJ because the what's called is just looking so poor right now. But I don't know, man. It's just one of them things, bro. I don't know what impact he really gonna make because he ain't played football for like 2 months. So why am I supposed to expect him just to come right out because he's J.J. Watt? He's supposed to automatically be making plays. Shit, football don't work like that. As much as people like to think that this is Madden and you can come right back off an injury, you know, and you went from a 97 to a 79, you know, the injury, and now you're just supposed to automatically just immediately step that back up just because you got a name. Shit don't work like that, bro. He ain't been on the field working. He ain't had enough practice time. Yeah, I'm sure he putting in a lot of work in the weight room and stuff like that. But the weight room don't matter. The field does. And him working with these guys that we have right now, I'm pretty sure just off of the strength that he's played with these guys so much that, you know, it could be better. You know, we'll end up making a lot of it. But who's to say that he's gonna make the impact that everybody thinks he thinks he is? It's not on him. It's really on the organization trying to rush him back. And if this man gets hurt, then what is everybody gonna say? Oh, we shouldn't have played him. Hey, no, this is what people wanted. You didn't hear me clamor to bring back J.J. Watt not one time. Not one time. I never said no, bring J.J. Watt back. No, let this man heal up. He got to play no matter what, Broderick. Fuck-ups going to happen. It's going to happen. And just like I said, because of them fuck-ups, because of this, because of that, him and Duke Ejiofor are going to be cut next year. If Duke Ejiofor don't come to camp and he ain't doing something spectacular, and I mean spectacular, he getting cut, bro. Just watch. If Deontay Foreman can get cut, Kiki and Duke Ejiofor can get cut easily. Sit down. And cut that light off. Sit down and cut that light off. Well, I'm finna get ready to bring this video to a close. I'm getting ready to do another live stream in probably another 20 minutes or so y'all make sure y'all be in tune for that. I'm going to talk about, you know, where the Texans stand. And I want to talk about going into the game in Week 17 against the Tennessee Titans because we need to discuss this game. I know it's going to be 2 weeks out, another week out, but I need to go ahead and talk about that because, you know, I don't want to have any excuses. I don't want to have anything because I feel like if we lose that game for any reason going into the playoffs, it's going to steal some of the mojo. And if we do lose this game, then we have to win or at least go to an AFC championship. We have to. But I see all you guys, y'all type of questions. Y'all make sure that if I didn't get to them, y'all make sure that you guys put it in the comment section. And I'll get back at you. But this is Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. Talk sports, love sports, enjoy sports. Y'all guys enjoy y'all day.